Good evening, ladies, lords, lasses, and all those in between. It is I, your humble game master, the Death of Shad, here today to bring you some more Rains of Vitrium content. Hello! And here today with me are my lovely co-hosts. I remember to put music on.
There we go.
Sorry, say hi to the people.
The horrors persist, and so do I.
We continue. Morrigan, say hi to the people.
Oh, people.
Francois, say hi to the people.
God has allowed me to live another day, and I'm here to make it everyone's problem.
Nice. Soren, say hi to the people.
I still think I can fix her.
Bonnie, say hi to the people. And Valen, say hi to the people. Bonnie, Valen, both of you say hi to the people. One person.
Hi everyone, we are everyone's problem.
Ah, yes.
Very true.
Yeah, but you have two
Yes,
characters, so you have to say hi
are.
twice.
just real quick. Hi. That's from both
Hi.
of them.
And that's the
Agree,
most
I-
they're gonna say.
Hi.
I'm gonna start talking in
It's like-
goddamn Skaven speech.
It's less hi and more
That's not terribly far off.
Oh
Nope, not
boy.
really.
Oh boy. At any rate, so thank you guys for joining. Thank you for joining us here today. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, all the other jazz, so on and so forth, and what have you, as we get right into the session. So, when last we left our adventurers, Agatha the Kobold Necromancer, Morrigan the Halfling Divination Wizard, Rensaw the Rabbit Folk Monk, Soren the Rabbit Folk Samurai, and Bonnie and Valen the Rabbit Folk Smith and Cleric, Valen is back! Hooray! Yay!
We just kind of put Vonnie on a shelf, just like, there you go, bud.
And you guys have recently acquired the new Archmage of the Divine. Her name is Lorelei Oldegard, and she hears voices. All the voices. Every
Forget the
voice of
line.
every divine and infernal being there ever was or ever will be.
Well,
in
now
her
just
head.
the really strong ones.
Oh yeah, and then Morrigan put a witch charm on her, and now, until that witch charm is destroyed, she can only hear those of a CR of 16 or better, which is
So most
a
of
lot-
them.
a good portion.
Well, I mean,
Included.
she's hearing
Any
more
of-
celestials than demons at this point, because there are a lot of low-tier demons, but very few low-tier celestials.
But still, she is appreciative of it. And the party met with Lucas after having fulfilled their end of the bargain, and Lucas gave back Valen, but not without a bit of a struggle, as it was found out that Gustav is now under his thrall.
Not a big loss.
No, none at all.
Okay.
Could
Like
only
the
be
very
better if
first-
it was like a Roger that was taken.
Like the very first second of this episode, both Valen and Morrigan just get tossed out of the back of the cart.
Yeah, right. By
Well,
Agatha personally.
Time to hit that old
We have
dusty
those
trail.
white
Want to go
cloud.
commit a genocide together, Valen?
Sure. Where do you
Gunshot
want to
is
start? Poison the water wells first? Start
Finally a kindred soul.
Okay.
First of all-
Bonnie, help me rein in your brother.
At any rate, so yeah, there is that, and you guys are now currently trundling along in your cart, on your way up towards the Undead Outpost. Or at least that's where you're supposed to be going. You could take a detour to the White Woods. It's up to you.
No.
We're kind of at that like crossroads where it's
Mhm.
like the decision needs to be made, and I think Morrigan will voice the option for the White Woods.
Well, don't voice it above game, voice it in character, damn you!
Fuck you,
All
no.
right. I imagine everyone has trundled their way back into the cart, because that's the word of the day, trundle.
Yep.
And we're taking a moment around the table to discuss the next actions. I know we intend to journey to the outpost, but we find ourselves in close proximity to the birchwood. It would be a not inconsequential trip. Sabina could help us. Agathar and I will not go unnoticed within the close proximity of that part of the country.
I mean, I don't know Sabina obviously as well as you do, and considering what happened with Miss Abigail, were you expecting any sort of monkey's paw with what you're thinking of?
What do you mean what happened with Abigail? Nothing happened with Abigail.
Well, she wished for something, and well, she got it.
Abigail did not make a wish with Sabina.
I know, but I don't know Sabina. I've only what I've heard from you, and I didn't. That's practically nothing.
Not many people know of her. They only know of the woods. She is an odd sort. It is difficult to describe the whims of a thing that is constantly changing its mind on things. I
I
believe
believe we have a term for that. It's called flippant. Soren just says with a smirk.
She is fey, so it comes with the territory. I know she is capable of shrouding us. I do not have my mother's ring any longer, so I have no protection. And you certainly have no protection.
Well, yeah. I'm just worried that if we obviously this isn't my call. Lorelai, this is about your abilities. If you want to silence the voices, I hesitate to get that amount of help because I'm afraid if you want the voices silenced, she might make them go away forever, which would be detrimental to your new position. But again, I don't know Sabina, so I don't know if she would do that or if that is a possibility.
How did you come by Abigail?
Just
Was
now.
it through your master? Like, I'm talking to the Archmage. She's like, was it through your master? Shad.
Yes.
Talking to you, buddy.
Okay, what was the question?
I'm asking the new Archmage, how did you come by Abigail? Was it your master?
No. He sent me into the birchwood. Told me to meet with the witch there. Which would offer me a form of protection. And
Did you...
that protection was a portal through a tree to Abigail.
Nods. So I take it your master was in some ode of favor by Sabina. Or they had some active deal going on.
My master helped then.
Looks at Agathar. If there is anyone Sabina will feel some minute obligation to help, it would be her.
He nods as he's just kind of slumped in his chair. When he just looks at the ground. Yeah. It's hopefully she remains willing to help her. If yeah,
Are you afraid of her?
I I mean, I don't know anything about her, and I'm afraid that maybe she is, like you said, she's Fae, so she might change her mind about the Archmage, or I trust your judgment on this one. You know Savina and I don't. Just worried about Gustav.
I see. I do not see a way any of the options we have will bring us closer to helping Gustav besides charging towards the other two sites, neither of which are the Undead Outpost.
I mean, I have a potential theory. If she is allowed at least her personality, I could maybe get her to the Undead Outpost, but again, I don't know what she's going to be like.
Gustav? I don't think she was all there. Normally, she would goofily comment about anything within her purview. And she was all silence and stares.
Well, that's what I mean. If she's sort of has her personalities back, I could get her to come to the Undead Outpost, and then you can. He looks at Lorelai. I don't want. I know we have just met, and I would hate to ask you for a favor and for help, but unless anybody else is willing to give up a great restoration, I don't see anybody else being able to help her.
Not sure if I can. Power. I fully understand myself how my abilities work. If anyone would be capable of rescuing your friend from Lucas's clutches, it would have to be the Archmage.
Oh, lovely.
He winces and kind of slumps in his chair even more.
Lauren, your new sugar mama is our only hope.
Abjuration, not transmutation.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wait, how did you know? How did you know?
We're talking about ch-ldr-n.
My bad. That, and we need to consider the fact that he is using her as muscle, and I do not believe he will be allowed outside of his immediate vicinity, otherwise he becomes suspicious.
That makes perfect sense. He lost Valen, so he needs someone else to look over. So he needs someone else to look over him.
We stole his first apprentice, then stole the second back. He's going to continue to have at least one person by his side, and considering how angry we keep making him, they will become more closely related to us as we keep going this route. We need to kill the man, not continue to save the people next to him.
Correction. We stole his first apprentice. We bought his second apprentice through a deal.
Semantics.
Can you honestly tell me you can look in the eye and Drolam and tell her daughter is dead because we didn't save her?
I am not saying we don't do that. I am saying we can't go save Gustav. She is safe at the moment as muscle by his side. We need to find the other two sites. Kill him.
We can't do anything for her right now, as much as I would like to.
She is strong. Nothing that he is going to bring her around is going to pose much threat.
If she's more than strong, she's useful to him right now. And that's like Maury said, and that's why she's safe right now.
The reason she's in this mess is because of me, anyway.
Why
We're all
you?
in this mess because of each other. It's no one's fault.
Oh, you don't understand. I told her to come to Feon's shop in Thurbolder. When things were going down, I thought about sending to her to not come, and I didn't do it.
Well, Muffin, did you honestly think that, or did you honestly know that that would happen?
No, there's no way I would have known, but I saw the signs, things were happening, and she still came.
Consider the man's actions for a moment. He purposely chose that one, perhaps because of their strength, but also because he feels it likely gets under our skin. If not Gustav, someone else related to us in some way.
Does Agathar know where-ish Gustav lives? Does she live in Viore, or does she live somewhere else?
They're from Vitrium.
Yeah, he would know. Roll me a history check, because I'm pretty sure she talked about it before.
Yeah.
I would honestly love to hear Gustav's voice with a Vorian accent.
Okay.
Oh my. Okay.
This is not the check for this natural
It was
20,
her
but
damn
I'll take it.
birthday and fucking birthstone and everything.
You would know
And blood type.
that Gustav lives with her husband and children in the Wandering in Vitrium.
Okay. Right. She lives in Vitrium. Why else would she have come to Thurbolder of all places?
You would also remember she runs a teleportation business.
I mean, true, but that doesn't fit his mental illness narrative.
Think of it as this: we assume that this man can move just as easily as Gustav can. It would only have taken maybe an hour to slot someone else into his goon role.
Soren will reach over and grab Aggie and just pull him into a tight hug onto his lap and say, the worst thing we can do about it is fret over whose fault it is. The best thing we can do right now is worry about that later and worry about getting her out of his clutches.
He is just limp in Soren's arms. He just softly nods and just pushes his face in his chest.
That's right, Muffin. Just don't worry about it right now, okay?
Quiet nod.
Remember, you got help. We'll get her out of this. Anyways.
What is she stumping?
Don't worry about it.
I mean, my passive is 12, so
you got your face buried in your boy's chest.
that's fair.
Soren doesn't. His passive is 17.
Yeah. Everybody else has really good passives.
Everybody's Banuis, that's why.
You catch a flash of jealousy from Morrigan as she turns and starts collecting things. I've said my piece. We either go to the White Woods or we make way to the Undead Outpost. Little my choice.
He finally kind of pulls his face away from Soren's chest and just kind of looks at Lorelei. It's up to you. Sabina has a real chance of maybe helping you hone your abilities, or if you want to go, then we'll go. Or again, it's not up to me, but if you think it'll help you.
Renswa, Soren.
Yeah.
The three of you roll me a d20. Morrigan, you roll me a d20 with a...
Okay.
Just a flat D20?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes, 10.
Holy!
4! Rolling
got
great today.
I got this feeling that whatever Agathar proposes is gonna happen.
Holy shit.
I've got a feeling.
All right.
I'm scared of my next rolls.
She's gonna look between the four of you and just kind of like tap her fingers together. And well, I mean, like, Morrigan thinks that we should go woods. And Rincewa, what do you think?
She kind of just blinks and is like, I guess so.
And then he looks back to Agatha and you're size. Don't know how to learn what method is best. She winces. I have a lot of people that think they know best. I can't really trust them to not have their own bias. Oh, you think I should let them all out?
He thinks for a moment. Well, I think if Sabina manages to give you some sort of lever to control how much can be let in at a time, I think can be helpful. But my master has taught me in very intense ways, so I really only know how to train and learn by doing it painfully in a way. Or like a tense, you know,
Throwing yourself into.
kind of, we gained strength through strife. So, not that I suggest you let them all in at one time. I'm afraid that if you slowly throttle the voices, maybe you don't learn as much. Again, I don't know how your ability works either, and I'm willing to help where I can, but I think maybe a good way to start is to try to funnel through the voices. But maybe Sabina will give you a way to kind of make that easier. I mean, I could ask Mel, maybe get her advice on it, but I don't know if she'll really know how to help.
He nods. Well, my master at least trusted Sabina enough to ensure my safety. Your friend Morrigan here trusts her well.
Trust is a strong word.
Well, certainly don't think that she. So,
It all depends on how you approach her. She can be very amicable if you know how to dance the way a fae will.
He winces a little bit. Have a full commentate. Oh,
Your ears flick. I would be careful how you take advice.
I know.
You were thrust, perhaps too quickly, into this. I do not know how Sabina would help you, but I know it is likely any help she gives you will not be so easy to turn on and off. It is normally all or nothing. So, what I know of divine casting is built on faith, trust, and determination of oneself. Something I am sure your master has instilled in you. Perhaps something you are just not fully ready to embrace after their passing. Lambina could perhaps buy you the time, so when their voices return in full swing, you will be ready to take them as you will.
He nods. Then we should go to the wood first. Only to speak to, although she doesn't really talk.
No. There is a list of things we must acquire before we breach the woods in any diplomatic fashion.
I know a couple of. I remember Master grabbing herself on the.
What are the things that we need to grab?
Replacements for things that people who forget have something else taken. Clay will usually do the trick for simple conversation. You stand in for a pound of flesh.
Maybe
Seeds of new life also work.
do you think I can just animate a simple skeleton and she can speak through that? Or she can at least
Or-
emote through it?
Soren's
Blink,
eyes kind of
blink.
narrow. Soren's eyes kind of narrow as she mentions seeds of new life, and then he asks, "What does she do?" Like, I'm assuming you mean like trees and plants and whatnot, right?
He nods.
Kind of, Morrigan kind of looks away.
So,
That is
So-
one iteration of.
So
What
long
does
as you
she-
understand.
sorry, what was that, Morgan? Sorry.
If you bring the right seeds, yes. Otherwise, she may be inclined to ask for one's firstborn.
Her face drops.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
it's
She's
She's
funny,
a
always
like,
witch,
isn't that
after all.
yeah,
What
that
does
seems
she
a bit
do with-
cliched.
Sorry, multiple people were talking there at once. Agathar, get your reaction out first. Francois, you're next, and then Soren.
Yeah, Agathar's at the mention of the firstborn. Agathar's face drops.
Francois?
She's just like, that seems a bit cliche.
He is old.
Soren?
Soren asks, "What does she do with these seeds of new life?" May I ask?
Morgan takes a moment. Well, if we are speaking on seeds that in their plants be grown, usually they are used in ritual and rite, minor ones. If someone is so unfortunate to come empty-handed, things taken are used for more powerful rituals, spells, incantations.
He looks down and looks a little bit disappointed by that, and he says, "Oh, all right."
Kind of like gives you a weird look. Do you expecting something else?
Well, I keep forgetting that I have a bag of trance seeds. Yeah, that I got to do something with.
I would suggest not giving them to her.
No, I ain't gonna do that. I've already made a promise to put them in a place where they can grow and flourish.
No, anything planted in that forest is just more, Sabina.
And,
I appre-
if it makes you feel Agathar, she won't take your firstborn. Asking.
Okay, good.
You do need to bring her a gift. Clay
Yeah.
will do.
Yeah.
Anyone who steps out of this cart will need to present something.
Yeah.
Well,
Such as?
Clay, seeds as prescribed earlier, something that resembles or presents as something important. Clay as flesh, seeds as new life. One can present a fresh kill. Things of that matter, things that are not normally perceived as gifts, but are to her. Because if you come empty handed, she will assume you offer yourself.
My master one time brought a single snowflake in her, not melt.
Snorts.
Said it was the first snowflake to fall.
That's
First
quite
sign
the
of winter.
Oh, I am sure she was tickled by that.
I mean, I could give her a bottle of rain clouds, but that was also a gift, so giving a gift was not exactly culture.
Clay will do. It is
Yeah.
simple and normally works just as fine as anything else.
I think we got some orange seeds, I think.
They would
If
have to
Agnes
be
dares.
they would have to be things that would grow within her birch seed.
Oh, okay. Alright, clay will do. I think I might have some auto clay.
I know where to get some clay on the way.
This is offhand because it's always been here, but no one's really commented. There is a tree growing out of the top of the caravan, and it is a birch tree.
Oh, I do fucking forget about that tree.
And
Damn.
you do have a birch tree on top of your birch. I'm not sure if it's seeds.
I have not checked it in age. I do not know if it is at that point in the season.
Lorelei kind of furrows her brow and then twitches slightly. I could probably make it pretty.
Kind of winces. There's a chance she won't accept them.
I think seeds touched by divinity.
True, but it is one of her trees, so it is already hers.
Fair enough.
We will hit a river on the way. There will be plenty of clay.
Okay.
She nods. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna. He twitches. Go sit down. Thank you for the advice.
Of course, Motley. What the? I assume you know where to find us if you need anything. And I'm sure Belle will be around to ask you to play chess. So if you need anything from me, you can always ask her.
It's probably gonna be easier for her and Anna to just kind of there are many that don't like it. And there are some that like undead.
Yeah, I understand. I'll let them know.
That orc is whispering sweet nothings to you.
I don't
Get my
know.
wand up on that.
I don't know what actions I would destroy or I don't want to do.
I would appreciate not seeing any of that happen.
Kind of like side eyes Agathar, like, yeah, you should have just agreed to my plan at the start.
He doesn't look at Morgan.
Huffs.
I mean, I can control myself.
It's strain. It's a situation you don't need to put yourself in. I understand.
It's exhausting.
Right.
I think I've slept in.
Really?
You know, it's her
Putting you
head.
to shame, Agathar.
What was that, Morgan? Sorry.
Putting you to shame, Agathar.
Yeah, I guess so.
I keep using a bit of my connection to restore myself after a night of noon.
Do you are you afraid they'll take you over if you sleep, or you're just afraid of the situation?
Last time I fell asleep, I made a garden outside of Abigail.
Oh, you know what? Perhaps you should sleep more. That woman needs more color in her life.
She kind of frowned. I remember talking to someone that was very me about the weak bountiful harvest. Importance.
Guess that was the goddess of I was gonna say farms, but the terminology is slipping. Of fertility. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Right.
Get your rest in while you can.
Yeah.
It will guide us to the birch.
I think maybe if you have a room to yourself in a cart that's made to. Granted, the anti-divine stuff isn't strong, but maybe with the charm, it could maybe help.
You see her look up into the right, and then she nods and blushes. Her name was Chantia, or Chanti. That was her name. If you guys want to, you may roll religion checks.
That's a 2.
Francois, you have advantage.
I actually have that.
Oh,
Damn.
interesting.
10. I'll take the fail token. I don't get many options for that.
Yeah, Ransaw, you get advantage for reasons.
Intriguing.
Ha!
Well,
Makes sense. With a 20 and a 24, the both of you would know that Shanti is the goddess of agriculture.
Agriculture, that's the fucking word I was looking for.
And a half genie hero. Sorry.
Oh,
And
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And you,
Dude,
Francois, would specifically know that she is represented by the blooming rose on a sunburst wreathed in golden grain. And she is a neutral good god that is typically worshipped by farmers, gardeners, and is a representation of summer, animals, plants, good, and so on and so forth. All the lovely, lovely things that happen with summer and the harvest and the festivals that come as a result. She specifically ensures strong harvests, healthy meals, and robust country living.
Oh, the Shanti. Yeah, the agricultural goddess. He has a realization, and he looks sad again. Yeah, I knew someone whose family worshipped her, I think.
Well, with that religion check, Agathar, yes, indeed, it was Doug that told you about her.
Mm-hmm.
He looks
I mean-
immediately sad again.
Unsurprising.
Soren is still holding him, so he clutches him close.
You were saying, Rinswell?
Not an uncommon one to worship.
She nods. Yeah. She was talking about how important it was that everywhere have something to grow, a garden to tend to. And then I woke up tending to one.
Common in the hinterlands. Much of these people's livelihoods is that of what they can pull from the ground.
She nods. Anyway, I'm going now, and then she'll walk over to a spot, a little seat, and take one there.
Well, seeing as we are now settled, she flicks a few things on the orb at the center of the table after like leaning over to touch it. And our heading set. I have been sober for entirely too long. She cracks her fingers together, and it looks like a bottle is starting to float towards her from some undistinguished area.
Is it close to Soren?
High or low?
High.
It is, and he just pulls his blade and cuts it out the air.
It is in fact going to flow within your reach.
He reaches up and grabs it and just pulls it down.
There is no threat. We are safe in the caravan.
He holds up the bottle and he says, I made you a promise that I gotta keep to you. We'll do this later.
Kind of like, doesn't have like a snarl on her face, but definitely like a sort of like grimace. Fine. There are other things I should be preparing for if we are heading towards the Whitewood.
So how long of a drive is it again there?
Likely a day or two. We'll need to stop
Alright.
at the river to collect enough clay for whoever decides to walk our woods to present.
Well, I'm probably gonna stay here. I don't really have anything I'd like to ask of a Fae. And I would not like to present to her with anything with what I've got right now.
Oh, it's all smiles when it's Mel, but when it's my master, no, I don't want to see them.
Well, Mel doesn't demand things of me, like important
Yeah, she
things.
does.
Like what?
Not really.
Time.
Like,
points at Valen.
Your sanity.
that's only if I'm her student, and I'm not her student.
I'm not her student either, but I have been demanded of my time and sanity.
Well, yeah, because you hate her.
Huffs. Fine.
Alright. Well,
Stay in the cart.
your cart begins to trundle along over the land towards the Whites. And, Morrigan, you wanted to do something last session that you didn't get to do last session, but you can do this session.
Okay. I go to Valen's room and I open the door. Are they like, who's under the bed? Like, I imagine they're doing it bunk bed style, but like only there's no actual second bed, so one of them's sleeping under it, the other one's on top. Or is Vani literally just sleep in the forge now because that's where she was made to be?
A little bit of everything. You see that there is works of a second bed being built.
It's made entirely out of iron.
No, partially.
Okay.
Looks like a bunch of random bits of metal being used to hold
Yeah,
bits of wood.
I had knocked on Valen's door, So I'm hoping that the door is opened and I am seeing this rather than just being like, knock door over and be like, what's good, bitch? What you doing in here?
Yeah, the door is open.
Okay. I peek in. I see Valen. What is Valen do? Ing.
Mostly just finally just resting.
You see him splayed out on his bed, a leg kicked off the edge, just staring up at the ceiling vacantly.
My, it's like you never left. As I close the door behind me.
No. More like I threw myself into hell.
I believe I was the one who threw you into hell.
I don't even know what happened. All that I
I could fill that gap for you.
Do I even want to know?
I almost feel like you at least should understand why.
Yeah.
It was some time ago before that fellow took you.
Took is a relatively nice term to put it.
Kidnapped, stolen the night. They all kind of come across as the same thing. You were here one moment and gone the next.
More like he threatened all of you, and once again I threw myself into the void. Honestly, I'd rather much deal with another explosion from ch-ldr-n tech than that shit again.
Alright. I used our wish. I used our wish for you.
That's concerningly nice of you.
I feel like the others are too quick to accept everything. I could see the disgust when you had met with your previous sister's iteration. Though I am unsure if you recall at this point, as the paintbrush I took to your past was broad.
No, don't really remember much of anything.
We met your sibling in Mirzai. She was changed, deranged, molded by that man into a farce of what she was. I could see it in how you spoke, how you referred to her as not your sister. And I felt the twinge of pain in my chest. The others likely didn't. They were more willing to accept this person as they were, but I could see what it was doing to you. I took a long time to consider how I would word it, knowing how wishes tend to be a difficult sort. There was no way to make such a wish without some repercussion. But I went on the assumption, with how I have observed your willingness to throw yourself beneath the wheel, that you would accept any alternative to spare them. So I did this for you. And your sister, while having a rough life, had one free of Lucas. One she spent with her mother. But the cost was at your expense. Yours was doubled in suffering.
Not doubled.
Kind of like tripled.
Yeah, it's tripled. You see Valen's face just fall. He's unsure of how to process this information. I know I'm not the easiest person to deal with compared to me and you, but thank you. Truly.
She smiles. I would do it again if given the choice. I am glad I could do at least one good thing for someone.
Don't worry. Like I did with the ch-ldr-n tech and with Lucas. I'll always throw myself to protect all of you. Although they don't understand it. But still, it makes what was done to me, or at least alleviate it a little.
She sort of sighs. The only difference between you and I in many subjects is I am more willing to speak. I understand this is difficult for you. If there's something you want to say or convey to them and that you simply can't put into words, you can come to me and I will do it for you. I at least have some perhaps better understanding of your way of thinking.
And I have some of your. I know some of yours. We both went through something that I think the only one that can slightly understand is Agathar. Although I do not know the full story.
I do. I would imagine it is similar. We are all different flavors of broken.
That we are. I don't think that they wish to acknowledge it. And Swa and Soren, that is.
You'd be surprised. They just don't know how to deal with silence.
Eventually, you'll catch up to them.
She leans up against the door. Truly, I believe that might be more difficult. I think you need to make the effort to at least reach across the gap a bit. I certainly have. Had to try at least. It is hard.
It is. And there have been times where I've been wanting to, but seeing them with their burdens I'd rather not burden them with mine. Not yet, at least.
She smirks. Well, then this is how you can pay me amends. As she kind of gets up and dusts herself off a little. You do owe me for that wish. So, call it a favor. Maybe disregard how much you believe you'll be unloading on some of them. They can take more weight than you think.
I will try, at the very least. Perhaps once their anger over me disappearing like that subsides.
Anger. No one is angry at you.
And Swa certainly seems so.
And Swa is hot-blooded. But there is nothing behind that facade of fury they showed you. You have my terms. And she turns and opens the door. It's good to have you back.
It's good to be back. I can actually have freedom here than there.
It's all we wanted.
This group seems to want quite a bit.
Oh, that's true. We are all wayward travelers, given a monumental task to complete. But so is our lot. I will leave you to rest. Good night.
Good night, and again, thank you.
Bows her head, closes the door behind her, and heads off.
Does she go to her room after that?
Does Morrigan remember she has to do a thing to get her alcohol back? She does. But she goes to Soren's room.
Okay. Just as she steps up to his door, it opens up and he's there with that same bottle of alcohol that he snatched out of the air. And he is about... Let's see, He's probably opened the door into Aggie enough times and like accidentally walked into Aggie enough times to know to look down. So
let me just say that Aggie is short. I am also about as short as he is, but I've got like a 2-foot hat.
That's true. So he's about to take a step forward and stops himself and goes, oh, hey, I was actually just about to come find you. And he jiggles the bottle of liquor.
I see you have your hostage.
Well, it was only going to be a hostage until we had a moment. You want to come in, or you want to go to your room? Because I was about to find you in your room.
She kind of like side eyes the end of the hallway to the door that's just barely creaked open. We can drink in your room.
All right. He opens the door wider and lets her in. And he has a couple shot glasses in his other hand as well.
She slips in. Looking to and fro as she finds a place to sit, taking her hat off and laying her staff across it. You wanted to talk to me.
Well, not really talk, just more like, converse, just as friends. Because saying I wanted to talk to you sounds like it has to be it's about something serious. He sets the 2 shot glasses on his nightstand and pops the cork on the alcohol and pours both shot glasses. and then he sets it down and brings both of them. Like he's holding both of the shot glasses in one hand as he walks over to her, and as she sit down at I would think he has some kind of like table there.
Sure, you've got one of those like close to the ground tables where you sit in like cross-legged at.
Yeah, so he's gonna sit one. Sorry.
But she sits like she doesn't sit cross-legged. She sit kind of like on her like sideways.
Yeah, so he's gonna set one of the glasses down in front of her, and then set it down and set the other one down on the other side, and kind of kneel down there, and goes, "I figured it might be better if you wanted to share this one."
Sure, not against that.
Like I said, we don't have to talk about anything important. Just us two here, sharing a bottle of liquor, just having a good time.
Yes.
And he holds up his glass and he goes, "To family."
Yeah. Clinks her glass to yours. The family.
He takes a swig, and that's basically all I had in plan. I was just planning for like a fade to black there, as they just as friends share a bottle of liquor.
Sure, that's fine. And less pressed, she's not gonna share terribly much.
Yeah, and Soren doesn't pry too much unless he feels it's like really important. So,
I mean, it's hard to determine at this point. She seems cagey about just about everything.
So that's that. You guys settle in for the long haul. Your star chart says you will be at the White Woods in 2 days. So as this day finishes off, and you guys kind of make your way a bit further to the Wow, my cup of rose doesn't have actual stuff written on it. Shit. As it makes it to the west. Yeah, to the west. You guys have a little bit of downtime. That's a natural 20 on some Smith's tools.
Yeah, we're at the river's edge. Yeah.
Yes, you'd be at the river's edge at the end of this day. As
Also, go ahead, Vonnie.
As night falls. What were you doing with that natural 20?
I don't know what to put it into.
Okay.
God
The
damn.
important one. Oh yeah, what kind of check does Aggie need to make for the ghost vision?
Ghost vision training.
Yeah.
Roll20 does not like me today.
No.
I would say intelligence check.
Yeah.
Are you using your mother?
Yeah.
You have advantage.
Yeah. She's the one that fucking she's the one that made my eyes this way. Yes, she's gonna help me.
Yeah, sure. I'll start on the arbalist. The natural 20 into the arbalist.
Nice.
Remember, child. You have to understand you must see with your eyes, but not your eyes at the same time.
I mean, well, that sounds like Mel when she blindfolded me, and she said I have to see with my ears, and that didn't make a lot of sense, and then I got stung by a lot of bugs.
Ah, that training, I remember it well. Fondly even. But no, child. You have to understand. Listen to Mama Morse. Close your eyes, and then open them.
Yeah, he exhales and then closes his eyes. And And then after a moment of just kind of meditating on those words, he'll open them up again.
Okay. And when you think about it, and you recall back to the time when you were staring through Soy Fang's eyes, way before you two ever paired up. And you remembered seeing through a secondary eye, a third eye. You remember seeing auras all around. You think back to that feeling, and when you open your eyes, your vision is grayscale once again. And you can see your mother beside you. A chain shackling her from her wrist to the dagger.
Oh. Well, looks like I do understand what you mean. He makes direct eye contact with her.
Oh, my little babushka, you did it! I knew you could. You were always a protege. And as she reaches out, she physically touches you and squeezes your cheeks.
Well, I am a linchpin, so it's kind of cheating.
Was it really, though?
Well, it's not, yeah, I mean, I don't say cheating, but prodigy, I guess, is my forte.
It certainly could be. You make me so proud, son. Now you just need to train with this every day for the next week or two, and you shall have it down in no time.
Well, that certainly is a lot easier than hiding in the guard and not being seen by anybody for a week.
But of course, Mama Moores understand. Just be aware that when you activate these eyes, you can see and you can touch, but they can touch too.
Wait. He rubs his cheek. Yes, I've gotten that sense. And he'll look towards where the soul jars are being kept.
All right. How many do you have?
5, I think it was.
Yes, 5. Okay. Well then, I will describe to you the spirits in each of these jars. Do-do-do-do. Allow me a moment.
Greg. This one's Steven.
This one's Steve. This one's Roger. Hey guys.
I got turned into a ghost!
I'm in a jar. I've seen this on the internet once. It's not good.
Not good!
I'm in fear for my perpetual existence.
Ah!
Am I am or am I be?
Give me just a second. Da-da-da-da-da. Sorry, it's taking a second to write down. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Doesn't have it written down already?
What?
No, I don't.
Information Instantly available. What? My immersion.
It's Ron!
It's red.
I'm surprised I got a 4 on both of those D4s.
I know, your D4s were going hard.
Like, people are taking all my nat 20s away, and I'm getting stuck with like nat 4, nat 7.
Well, Aggie's the boyfriend, so your 20s are my 20s.
That's right. It's his day to get the 20s.
That's true.
In Soviet relationship, your 20s are mine.
We are the communism.
Just looking at
You
the
do have
table.
Russian accent, so that tracks.
That's true. We just got to get Soren to ditch his Irish accent and.
No, it's me heritage.
That's true.
It's me
Fuck your
heritage.
It's Russian.
I'm appropriating your heritage.
But we appropriated it first. Where did this accent come from? I don't know. I don't think anybody in the tribe knows.
I was hiding it the whole time, along with my name, which I removed now.
Fuck that the name. It's painful.
All right, here's your 5 people. You see,
yeah.
you see a human male in knight garb, dark hair, ethereal features. You can't really determine like eye color or anything like that. Just dark hair. You see a female high elf with light armor, twin short swords. A gnome male with small pouches all over his body. A halfling female with a short bow on her back. And lastly, another human male with a religious symbol upon his chest.
Boros?
Yeah,
Okay.
specifically the same symbol as a lot of those Vuorian knights that came after you and your.
Mm-hmm. He's like, his head tilts a little bit, thinking back to like, oh yes, I have to get the one personalities that closely resemble yours. And just seeing a person that has the heraldry of the people who are trying to kill us.
Mother, eat that one first.
Huh, okay, quite the selection, I guess. Well, I don't know how long this is going to last for, so.
Usually about an hour or two. It
has
can go longer. But you must understand, my child. The longer you stay, see, the longer they have to look back.
Yeah, I understand. Maybe that's a bridge I'll cross later. Maybe not.
He sighs and looks at the human number 5, and he'll slowly take the bottom of the jar and not try to like shake or anything, but kind of gently take it off the shelf and then put it on the desk. And how's he reacting currently?
Well, first of all, he's just kind of sitting there, and then he looks up at you as you're kind of like moving him, and you see him kind of like begin rolling an insight. I'm gonna roll this. Boy, howdy, I think that's enough. He kind of like looks at you a little bit surprised. You can see me.
Hello. Yes, I can hear and see you currently. I have maybe an hour. Hi, my name is Agathar Fang.
Uh-huh. Nice to meet you. Sorry for the
It's okay.
He tilts his head a little bit. hazard a guess on why you would apologize for it. How were you part of the group, or?
No, I was a smuggler.
Well, that's unfortunate. You wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, very. That kobold woman ripped the soul out of my body.
Yeah, I'm sorry about her. She doesn't like humans, and humans, at least he motions to the garb. Those people are. I would assume that you know who they are.
Yeah, they were an adventuring party that were with me.
Yeah, they are zealots who wish to destroy. Well, they say evil, but evil as in anything.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm well aware.
Okay, cool. I'm not sure. He rubs the back of his neck.
I was wearing this symbol specifically so they wouldn't ask questions.
Right. Was probably a good thing at the time, but yeah.
No, it was until I got my soul ripped out of my body.
Right. Yes.
You'll win some, you'll lose some.
You win some, you lose some. He looks a little awkward as he rubs the back of his neck again. I'm gonna be straight with you. I have brought you and the others here because I want to it's a part of, I want to get to know you, and I have an unfair favor to ask. But I'd rather get to know you first before I commit to anything. I would feel horrible and sick if I had to force anything upon you, and I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So what were you smuggling? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What's your name?
Name's Jeremiah.
Just Jeremiah?
Oh, I don't really feel like giving my last name in case my family's still alive.
I don't have a reason. I'm not going to go after your family.
Well, I don't really know that, do I?
I mean, that's fair. But
Just Jeremiah will do.
all right, that's fine.
Me?
So that's
I was smuggling people. Simple as that.
what kind of people were you smuggling?
Ne'er-do-wells. People that were getting caught up in the crossfire of the big purge, as some might say.
So you're helping a lot of people.
Plan.
So what I'm doing is essentially for family also. I'm expecting children.
Uh-huh. There's no need to insight. He doesn't believe you.
Well, I would show you, but she is around and she will reveal herself if she wishes to. But
No,
obviously...
I've seen the person that pops in out of nowhere like she's a fucking ghost herself.
Yeah, that's my fiance.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. She's 5 weeks pregnant now. Right. I probably should avoid asking questions about your family. You're probably not going to answer.
Nope, won't do it.
Honestly, that's fair, and I admire that. Honestly, I would do anything for my family.
Most real men would.
Yeah. Are you from Viore?
Yep.
I was born in Viore, but I was raised in Vitrium.
Ah, explain why you're so soft.
Yeah. I mean, funny thing. That company, he points to the sunlit fist. Uh, they essentially attacked my town and attacked my home and almost killed me. But my friend, who I was trying to have escape, sacrificed himself to save me. And yeah, that symbol isn't.
My condolences for your loss, but at the same time, just get to the point.
That's fair. My soul is connected to my fiance. It's a long story, but I had to resurrect her. She was a revenant in her previous life. She was killed because her son was murdered by someone, and she was to blame at the moment, but we figured it out anyway. And so she rightfully threatened me to build her a body, so I did that, and I had to take a little bit off the top. So anything that hurts me hurts her, and anything that hurts me has the potential to hurt the babies that are on their way. So I want to sever my soul from hers so she could be truly a free person. But that would leave a gap in my soul. And I don't want it.
Oh, I see. You want me to mason your soul up with my own.
In a sense. But again, I know what that means. And I don't
means
want
I die in the process, right?
Yeah, no afterlife. We essentially become one being, in a sense.
Then I'll pass. Assuming that's an option.
No,
Seeing as how you're asking me, I would assume it is an option.
Yeah, it is. That's why I was kind of hoping to. I figured you would say no since you don't believe me of having children.
I highly doubt you'll find anyone willing to give up literally their soul and very being of existence for yourself. Stranger. Not from around here, so to speak.
Right. I did meet one person who would be willing to do that. And he's already gone. That's why I wanted to get to know you. If there's anything that you wanted me to wrap up for you, I could do that. If there's anything you want to say to somebody, I can say it for you. Whatever proof that you have. It's not fair, but
I think that I'd just prefer to be let out this soul jar so I can move on. Been trapped in here for the better part of a decade.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Well, you were unfortunately caught in the crossfire of a crazy person, unfortunately. No offense, Mom.
Oh, that was your mother?
Yeah.
Then yeah, no, release me.
No, that's fair. Alright, I will. And he'll just straight up take the jar. I don't know if he can release him in the carriage. Probably not. So he's going to go to the roof access of the cart. And he'll open it and then like sit on the edge. And with a sigh, he'll hold the jar in the very bottom of his hand. And like I said, I would let you have an afterlife, and you deserve that. I'm a man of my word, and
Again, my offer still stands. If there's someone that you want to know something, you can tell me, and I'll try to get it to them.
If you release me, I can just say it to him myself.
Is that how that works? Shad? Question mark.
You, souls are not your forte, but you can roll me an Arcana check.
Sure.
Well, you would know that if a spirit's will is particularly strong and persistent enough, it certainly can give a farewell to someone before it passes on.
He nuts. Fair enough. All right. You seem to know your stuff.
Nah, don't know nothing about all this soul business. What I know is that see my wife. See how the locals are.
Alright. Well, one last thing before he goes to release him, just to throw a little insight to see if this dude has just been fucking with him, just so he could just not be in the jar anymore.
Go for it.
I know it's a little late to ask for it, but the same thing.
No, he's being honest. Like the way this guy sees it, either you're going to do what you're going to do, or he's gonna go free. There's no need. There's no point in lying at this. There's no point in lying when you literally have his soul in your hands.
Yeah. He nods. All right. Well, like I said, I'm a man of my word, and he'll pop open the jar and then hold it up, releasing the man.
And as you do, he floats out and away, and he pauses before turning back to look at you. From an answer that keeps its word. God see the day. You're a good kid. Maybe, leave the soul stuff behind. Retire, even. Less dangerous work out there that can keep you and your little ones safe. And then he disappears.
Yeah. He gives a soft laugh. Yeah, after this, I plan on it.
There is no response.
He just
Child, you should have used him.
no. He was a father with a wife and children.
He had a wife and children.
It doesn't matter. He gets to see them before he passes on, knowing that they're okay.
And what if they are dead?
Then he gets the closure.
What will I do with you, child? It is as if you have no self-preservation.
I do, but my self-preservation instincts doesn't come at the cost of other people.
Would you be more like Morrigan? She's all kinds of survival. She was out destroying countries, and my boy.
At least she knew you had this sooner life.
She shrugs, and at this point in time, you blink, and you can no longer see her.
He lets out a long sigh and thumps his head at the back of the tree, and then just stares up into the branches of it, kind of like a growing dread going into his stomach, where he either risks a one-time thing or he has to force something, and neither option he wants to do.
Yeah, that is where the day leaves you. Hours pass, a night passes. Day comes again, and everyone wakes. On this day, you'll be arriving. On this day, you arrive at the lakes at the riverside, where you can get your I would assume the cart stops.
Yeah, along the banks, spends an hour kind of like in hiding before it can meld into the environment.
Okay.
Well, that's what it does when it sits in one place for too long, remember?
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, do you think it's gonna take you a whole hour to collect the clay?
We need a pound each.
Fair enough.
Plus, we could play in the river and stuff. I don't know.
Who doesn't want to have a fun time in the water?
Who doesn't want to have a small beach episode?
Yeah.
It's really warm.
Middle continent beach episode.
But yeah, no, Morrigan goes out and collects a pound of clay and is like, anyone who is intending on stepping foot outside of the caravan had better have something. Get your clay now, if you intend to follow me.
Aggie will get a pound of clay. He also wants to, while he's outside, he wants to cast Sending to Mr. Stormhawk.
Mr. Stormhawk.
No, doesn't catch, they're dead.
All right. First of all, let me. See that? You. What do you say to him?
Hello, it's Agathar. How are the skies looking? Find anything interesting? Did you spot the Caligan ship yet?
You hear grunts and a small screech of an attack charge noise, the crash of lightning, and he then responds, "Yep, currently dealing with them. Trying to, at least.
He sounds so
Damn,
calm.
their ships are fucking fast."
You can see Agathar's head shoots up and starts looking around in the sky to try to see.
Can't really pin them down, but we're over by the lake.
What are you doing?
Stormhawk has engaged the Caligan ship.
From this
And
distance,
you're
you will
trying-
not be able to see where it is.
And you think you will see it from here?
Well, I didn't know where they were at the time. I thought Stormhawk was kind of just following in the skies.
Oh no. Oh no.
I guess I misinterpreted it then.
No, you
Nah,
said
man.
he was going to keep them busy, not follow us.
Yeah, no, he went hunting.
That's true. Okay. I misinterpreted it then.
Eh,
Eto.
so, who else is out here collecting clay?
Lorelei is. I would assume the main crew is, and Cinder.
I mean, some of us. Soren said they were gonna be Cinder.
Yeah.
Looking at Cinder.
Cinder.
Soren will probably collect some. Soren will probably collect some clay just in case.
What are you doing?
Who are you
Just,
talking to?
like,
To Cinder.
Who? Me? I'm collecting clay. What's of each?
You intend
have
to.
anything? Go for it.
You intend to converse with Sabina?
No, why not? Mysterious figure in a wooded tree in a wooded place of birches. Seems pretty cool, no?
I mean, these are for favors. I don't know if she would want to just have a conversation.
You will find yourself lacking. She does not speak often, and when she does, it is normally with a gravity.
This is fine. Yes, I feel as if I have to support my fellow Archmage, no?
I think she, like, slowly reaches over and just bats the clay out of their hands.
What? Why?
Unless you are there on personal business. Caution you stay in the caravan.
Oh. Roll of persuasion.
It's a new day, right?
Yes, it is.
12 and a 15. Persuasion. Yeah, I'll stick with the 9. What do they say?
He looks at you, he's like, are you sure I shouldn't collect some clay just to be safe, no?
The only reason you would need to collect clay to be safe is if you intended to leave the caravan.
I like being outside of it.
You could stay outside of it. Kind of giving them the hint of, like, you don't need to stay in the cart anymore either.
Why would they do that? It's comfy
Because I
inside.
would-
Plus,
You
we
want to
pay for
say.
our room.
You have paid for your previous time in the room.
Not really. We have paid for advanced room, no?
I don't recall telling you how long your stay was to be.
Ah, but you said you did not care, so we gave it to Soren, and he seems to be fine with it.
His head lifts and shoots to look at Soren.
You were there when it happened, no?
Suddenly,
Soren-
Soren also has danger sense.
Soren is just there, like, collecting clay, and then all of a sudden, every single strand of fur on his body just, like, shoots out, and he looks like a big cotton ball.
Well,
Hey,
You have to teach me how to do that. That seems like a very fun trick.
I have yet to receive this payment, so it remains in transit. Until then,
Ah, well, you will have to talk to Soren, no?
it's not my problem that you gave it to the wrong person.
But you were there. I offered you the money, and you said, oh, I did not care. Oh, actually, no, wait, it was my wife that offered you the money, and you said, no, I do not care.
You're staying in the cart.
Party pooper.
I'm sure Morrigan already knows that Soren spent most of it on Aggie's rifle.
The laser rifle was. Oh no, it was. I was about to say.
Yeah,
She's just
the
thinking of
majority-
all the extra benefits we could have put towards the house, and now it's just a gun.
I mean, it will be used in the defense of the cart, so I think it is a bit of an investment.
It's a really nice gun.
It shoots lasers.
A laser gun.
So we all collect a pound of clay.
Everyone
and
roll
I kind of
investigation.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can we roll survival?
Survival also.
Boom.
Good, because
get
I have
the
bonus.
best
I have big
clay.
bonuses. Still nothing above a nat 10.
All
But
right.
It is
16.
fine though.
Yay.
60's not nothing.
friends say that my
Oh,
clay's
boy.
bad.
So,
Question, Chad.
hold on.
Both make, yeah.
Okay, let's watch survival. What were you saying? Jeff?
With both my characters, do I just roll one at advantage or?
You can do one at advantage if you want.
All right.
17? Okay. Keep in mind, if you do ability checks in the middle of combat, it is one or the other.
Yep.
This is
Also
out
kind
of
of-
combat, so one can give the other the help action.
I also kind of want to point out that I am literally the only person in this group that has not rolled a nat 20 this session so far.
Hello.
Don't worry.
Everything's been...
Don't worry, bud.
Uh,
You'll get one when it matters.
It's being saved for combat. Don't worry about it.
are you sure about that? It's happened twice.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So, basically, as you guys kind of like look for the clay, Morrigan, You know exactly where to go for like the largest clay deposit nearest to this lake. You find your pound, and you find an extra couple pounds afterwards.
Yeah, she's like watching the others kind of do a decent enough job, and there's like, then I looked at Valen or Vani,
Both
and
of
I'm
them.
like, Soren and Vani, and I'm like, you probably get better. You get it done faster over here.
Yeah, but no, you each managed to find a pound of clay, at a minimum. Agathar, you find 2 pounds. Renswell, you find 2 pounds. Morgan, you find 3 pounds.
Wow, I can come so many times, back and forth.
You can also invite other people.
Pass.
How
The
much
only
an hour
person I
was
would
on
think
that?
would want to come might be my cousin, but if she's not like raring and ready to go, she's not gonna go and like hunt her down.
How much does Soren find?
You find 8 pounds.
A pound.
It's 8 pounds.
Of clay.
15 gets you a pound. 20 plus gets you 2 pounds. Morgan crit, so that is 3 pounds.
So I found total
Right.
2 pounds. I'll put that in Vani's character sheet.
All right. Also, for you, Draft, that is 1 pound between the both of you.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it into one character sheet.
Okay. So if you want Valen to come or Vani to come as well, if you want both of them to come, you will need 1 pound. Which
I mean, I have a spare if you want to take your sister with you, though.
I
I'm,
also have an extra.
Yeah.
I rolled a 17, so because advantage.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
that's
yeah,
only a pound.
yeah, that's 1 pound.
Yeah. Did I mishear that? Probably.
Anyway, so yeah, you and because of your very high rolls in general, you guys are able to collect this pound of clay within roughly an hour of searching.
Sure.
Agadar slides over to where Soren is and hold on. That's definitely gonna pass your passive insight. Agadar kind of points in the river. It's like, Soren, is that a shell? And then like you could tell he's luring you into a trap.
He kind of just looks over in that direction, and then only his eyes turn to face Agathar, and they narrow into slits.
You're supposed to look away. He gives us a smile of the smile that it's the smile that he knows when he's in trouble.
Why? What did you have planned, Muffin?
Oh, nothing. Just and then he just tries to splash you.
He's probably just gonna let it happen and then just like pick him up and start
No.
and just like dip him like waist deep into the water.
Come.
Hey,
She
it's
just kind
cold.
of sits
but
on the bank with her feet in the water, watching.
Hey, it's cold, but it'll probably be warmer later tonight.
is fully capable of escaping your grasp. He just doesn't do it as he just kind of thrashes a little bit. No, it's cold.
He picks him up out of the water and just like holds him close. He goes, "Nice try," and gives him a kiss. A cockshore. I'm sorry.
And with that, unless you guys want to do anything else, you all pack up, hop in the cart. The cart floats ever so slightly over the riverbank to the other side, and you continue along.
As we get to the point where we start reaching the woods, like Morrigan will gather the people who are leaving the caravan together. Is this everyone?
Let me roll for a couple people.
There we go. Fucking finally. Goddamn internet, cut it out
Okay.
again.
As the rest of the cart gets clay.
No,
I don't want to shut down most of them. There are only a few people Morrigan would allow to leave the cart to come with us because of certain reasons.
The whole menagerie.
No,
Hell to the no.
No. I would not do that to myself. Sweet Jesus, I wouldn't. No. There were only two people that would be actively interested and able to come. But neither of them got hired. So, Francois, Neotol approaches you, gives you a light pat on the back. Going to see the witch, huh?
Ah, the Witch of the Woods.
Yeah, old birch witch. They used to tell stories about her, right?
I'll try to come back with my name. Or
Yeah.
no, that's the Fae.
No,
Do witches
that's...
operate similar with the Fae?
Witches are
Yes,
fake.
I.
Witches are fake.
Shrugs.
Yeah, just, come back with your name and, don't give her your firstborn child.
It's fine. If I need to, I'll just give her yours.
Wait, what? No!
Little
She
Jonathan.
just grins.
She gives you a look of like, oh, you. And then she baps you a little bit. Don't joke like that. I'm scared. I mean, I'd go with you, but Eloise needs me here. Do you want me to come? I will if you need to.
I will be fine.
Okay.
Besides, there may be big, scary mushrooms in the forest.
Don't say that, okay? Look, Ooh. Okay, you go. Just go. Go. I'll be here and I'll make you something, I guess. I like chocolate chip.
I do.
Okay. She smiles and scampers off to do what she's gonna do. Eloise approaches you, Morrigan. So, going off to see your mentor, huh?
You had summoned me some months ago.
Yeah.
I imagine she'll be extra pleased to see me here so late. Or as a failure.
You need, emotional support T-Witch to come with you?
No. I don't intend to look weak in front of her. If you wish to come, you may.
She thinks for a bit. I think I have to stay here. She looks over towards Amalia and Cinder, who are both currently chittering with each other in the corner, whispering. I need to keep certain edge cases in line, or they do something stupid.
Very well. I don't suspect anything should go awry so long as folks listen to a few simple rules.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Just stay safe, okay?
I will.
She then nods and tips her hat to you. And, she pulls out a, blend of tea leaves and hands it to you. Give this to her. She did protect my sister.
Droops.
She protected my sister after all. Oh, sorry, protected my cousin after all.
Is that like how did she correct herself, or it was always cousin?
She corrected herself.
He takes it. Okay. He looks at the tea leaves and at her. Being a cousin does not make you less.
I know. And she'll tip her hat and walk away.
Mori returns to the group. There are a few things you must know before we venture out of the caravan and into the woods proper. You may speak to her. Do not expect your typical responses or any. If she says anything, something is either very wrong or she is very excited about something. It could be very good for us. It could also be very bad. When she appears, you will offer your gifts by placing them at your feet and stepping back. When she appears, or likely just better to keep one eye closed. Never look directly at her. Or, God forbid, in the eyes. If you can do that, you should all be relatively safe.
Seems a little straightforward. Seems pretty easy to follow.
They are nuances that someone without knowledge would not follow and quickly succumb to the wood.
Right.
That is how Fae work. They are tiny, small nuances, gestures of hospitality that are alien or vastly different or simply just misunderstood to us, but are grave misjustices if not observed.
Alright.
Are we ready?
Nothing extra. Ready as
Okay.
I'll ever be.
Well, I was not planning to come with, but you want me to come with you, Muffin?
That's up to you, Soren. I definitely wouldn't mind keeping you out of harm's way, but if you want to come, you're more than welcome to, but... Think you can follow those, straightforward rules?
They do sound simple enough.
Alright then.
I'll be there if for no other reason than to just be by your side, in case you need me for anything.
Okay.
Which one of the twins is coming, Valen or Vani? Or both?
Gonna bring both of them.
Looks to Valen seriously. This isn't Mel. Do not antagonize them. They will not hesitate to make you part of the forest.
Me antagonize anyone?
Francois just stares at him deadpan.
We all do.
Yeah. There are two heartbeats of pure silence as everyone just stares at Valen. Vani even just like stares at him.
I think we all take a beat and then look to Vani as like, you're not exempt from this.
Like Soren was like looking at Agathar, but then as Valen says that, his head slowly turns to face him as well.
Yeah.
Like creaky door opening sound effects.
Does he have
Valen sighs. If anything, I'll just be another body. Who knows what might happen?
Hopefully nothing. We just got you back.
That's the plan. Hopefully nothing, but you never know.
Alright. So I imagine by this point the caravan is like pushing into the forest.
Yes. And then, as it settles into the forest, it comes to a stop. As a peek outside the window would reveal a fallen birch tree in the pathway.
All right. We will park it here. He does not want this walking enchantment moving through her woods.
All right. And do you guys step out of the cart?
Yeah. Morrigan goes first.
Allow me a moment to change music and set scene.
Oh!
Roll initiative, everyone.
Death become us!
Curses!
We
Another
are the
plan by Morrigan! Fuck!
This is all just an elaborate ruse.
Fuck!
Cool, now I can blow up Vlordy.
All right.
Well, now you chuckle fox out of my way.
This is where Morrigan has her backup
As
stash
the
of-
door opens up and you guys step out one by one into the woods, there is a sense of stillness in the air. A light chill upon the breeze that wasn't there before when you were outside of the forest. All around you are white birch trees with large red leaves hanging. As far as the eye can see, the whole forest seeming more like a liminal space than a forest itself. A place of mystery, one where you could easily get lost in it. And it's strange because you could almost swear out of the corner of your eye there's someone watching you. Yet every time you were to look in that direction, it's gone immediately. You might feel or sense even the trees shifting about you, but never actually see them move. Almost as if nothing natural touches this wood. It is eternal, trapped within a moment in time. And that time is winter.
So we're moving through, following Morrigan, the crunch of frost and snow beneath her boots. Puff of her breath seen in the air. Eyes forward. Well, eye forward.
So there's, sorry, my internet keeps fucking cutting in and out. There's snow on the
Yes.
ground?
Yeah.
It is winter in
Okay.
this forest.
Okay. Here's another question.
What's up?
Because of this weird fucking place, how's Agathar's danger sense going?
Oh, it is it is a light
11.
tension. It's a light tension in the back of his mind. It's one of those things of he hasn't done anything to get that spike of danger yet. He hasn't broken any rules. He hasn't spited anyone. He hasn't harmed anything. So as it stands, it's just this light tension of you are in a dangerous area. Haven't done anything yet.
Gotcha.
Does Moors have anything to say about where we are?
That is pretty curious.
Huh? Moors looks. Moors will say to you, Agathar, you should listen to your friend's words. Close one eye. never open the other. If need be, put a patch over it. It helps.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And he'll take out his plague doctor's mask and then like put it on his face, and then the on the left eye, that like hollow look will like mold over the socket, and then essentially make a one-eyed skull head. So he's only looking out through one eye. But
Right.
he'll look at Renswa and kind of look a little excited, like, look, it's the snow.
The snow here lacks any sense of wonder to it. There isn't a childhood sense of innocence to it. It is a natural state of this forest.
Be that as it may, it's still the very first time he's seen snow.
It is the second time Renswa has.
Yeah, and Renswa said she promised to take him to the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's
Fighting
probably
that.
also just
See?
like, oh, snow.
So, as you walk further into the woods, you look back and you see the cart is still there. And you look away, and then you look back, and the cart is no longer there. Swallowed by the wood. All that there is birch wood. All that there is are lines and lines and lines. Endless expanses of white wood and red leaves. The snow crunch beneath your feet remains a constant companion. And even your footsteps begin to disappear as well. There is no sense of direction. You could be going backwards for all you know. Sometimes while going forward, you have to shift left and right around a tree. Sometimes you lose track of each other, but you find each other all the same. But that eerie sense of it's so easy to get lost here is always clinging to the back of your minds. The only person who has even a chance of not looking uneasy right now is Morrigan.
She seems gravely determined. She's tied what looks to be like a small like gourd to her staff that sort of like gives off a hollow chime as she uses her staff to walk along.
I think Agathar's just gonna have the clay out and ready. He's just hugging it, and just like the moment they meet her, it's just dropped to his feet.
As someone is following Morrigan, he knows she's the one to follow.
Yo.
While you guys are walking through these woods, you don't know when it happened. It could be hours from when you first entered. It could be days even. There's no time in this place. But you pass by a tree, and there's someone there that wasn't before. The trees seeming to shift and move about, blocking your vision for just a moment of a small clearing that was empty before, but is now filled with a presence. A individual.
Morgan shifts, turning towards them. It is obviously them, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
As you see into this clearing, you see a white-skinned woman with what look to be 3 slits for eyes, but only one of them is open right now, her rightmost one. A large hat hung upon her head with a variety of eye slits beneath it and atop it that seem to be kind of like like stitched into its design. A small rock lied beneath her that also has eye slits opening, closing upon it. Every time she closes one of her eyes, another eye opens. And every time that eye closes, another eye opens. Constantly shifting which eye is open and which eye is not open. At almost random intervals, this four-armed figure six-armed figure gives you guys a small smile, and then to Morrigan a very narrow-eyed look.
Her head is drawn down as she approaches slowly. How far is she?
She is roughly 30 feet away.
Oh, okay. I move up 10 feet. I get on my knees, placing my my staff in front of me and the clay, as smudge kind of apparates out of my my shadow, and their normally ink pitch black form turns bone white as they just saunter up and saddle up next to Sabina with a light meow. Mistress.
They don't respond, but that is usual for them. Instead, there is another narrow-eyed look, followed by them slowly standing up onto their feet.
I know I am here much later than I had initially promised. I know I have failed on my mission. She like hangs her head and kind of like is bowing as low as she can be. Genuine kind of like a stuttering fear in her voice.
There isn't a response. Their eye simply continues to stare, almost as if trying to egg you further on.
We need your help, guidance. These of man can see me and the kobold. We do not fit their vision, and my ring is stolen.
Sorry, say one more time. I could not hear you.
What did you hear?
I heard we need your help, and then you were speaking a little bit too softly.
Okay. We need your help. The cities of man can see us. Myself and the kobold are not hidden from their sight. My ring was stolen. I have no way to approach. I beg your help.
She stares for a little bit longer before her eye shifts and she gets a smirk upon her lips. And one of her arms extends outwards towards you.
Morrigan like shudders, like preparing.
It extends outwards and then slowly turns all upwards. And then and then her fingers slowly start to make this come hither gesture. And you see her eyes, and you see her eye trail down you into the clay hole.
She kind of like shakily gets to her feet, taking the clay and leaving her staff behind as she moves to Sabina and presents her clay.
The hand. Sorry, go ahead.
She holds out the clay. It's like, my flesh for you, Sabina.
Her hand shifts forward and plucks the clay from your fingers. And then her other hand, her left middle one, extends outwards towards Agathar next. Makes the same gesture.
Keeping his head kind of down so he's not directly looking at her, kind of jerks a little bit when she addresses him, and he will go up next to Morrigan, and he will say, my flesh for you. And he will, as he was instructed, set the clay at his feet and takes a step back.
There is a light frown. And the fingers on her left hand snap. And she makes that same gesture towards him again.
Place it in her hands.
Oh, sorry. He'll take it, and then with both of his hands, he will place it gently in her hands.
The smile returns as her upper rightmost arm extends outwards towards Rensois and makes the same come hither gesture.
She will gently plod forward, doing the same, giving the my flesh for you, and reaching out to hand over the chunk of clay.
She takes it, and then her upper left arm extends out towards Soren and makes the same gesture.
And Soren is still not making eye contact with her as Morrigan instructed, with one eye closed, and he slowly plods forward as well and kneels down and places his hunk of clay into her hand and says, "Me flesh for you."
And then her last two remaining arms extend outwards towards both the twins, Vani and Balin.
The twins will follow suit with everyone.
Saying,
Say it.
God damn it. I already met my quota today.
Say the line, Bart.
Say the line, Valen. Silence. Yay!
We just got them back, and now they're dead again.
I know.
anyway, so you say it.
Fuck, I'm forgetting what it was again.
My flesh for
Bro!
you.
Yeah, my flesh for you.
My flesh for you. They both say, passing
In,
over the.
in unison, even, it's like, ooh, yes, extra flair.
You see a light shudder from her as they both say it in unison, and that smile gets a little bit more happier. But it's not like the kind of happiness that puts you at ease. It more so is like, oh, she's happy. It reminds me of Mel.
It's like Mel's smile. Exactly.
In fact, it looks exactly like Mel's smile. Oh shit, Sabina is Mel.
you dare put that evil on me?
Yes.
She-
My mother's a witch.
She just like grabs her face by the chin and pulls it up. It's just Mel underneath. Surprise, serious.
Hate.
I
Anyway,
would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you.
This is my side
dearies.
gig.
Yeah, and
Could you believe they pay me minimum wage for this?
and you see each of her
I would have done it for free.
Each of her 6 limbs then takes the clay that you have handed to her and squishes it into the palm of her hand. Her hand growing to be a size that all encompasses each clay chunk. Before she opens them each back up to reveal a clay copy of each of them, a tiny little miniature version of herself. At which point, 2 of her fingers on each hand slide forward and hook underneath the heads of each of these figurines as she lifts them up. And then little strings appear atop their heads as they are all lifted upwards into the way. Her bottom 2 arms then shift down to her hips. Her upper 2 arms shift up to the back of her head, and her middle 2 arms clap together before she extends the left one towards Laurel. Makes the same gesture. Her eye shifting from left to right to middle in a sequence of opening and closing. The middle one remaining open. As Lorelei very timidly steps forward and places her clay into Sabina's hand. My flesh for yours. She bows. And then twitches. As Sabina takes the clay and clasps it between her two middle hands, and pulls them apart to reveal a Lorelei sculpture, which then is the same ethereal thread atop the head of it, and is then pulled up into the birch wood. She seems pleased with this. Then she reaches up and pulls a strand of her long black hair. And as she pulls it out of her skull, you see it extend further and further and further, longer than it should have ever been, before plucking off. Then she gestures for each of you to come a bit closer.
I do
Soren
so.
waits. Yeah, Soren was awaiting Morrigan, but
Yeah. Same.
he does so as well.
Yep.
She then very gently places this strand of hair on Morrigan's hand first, wraps it around and makes a small bracelet out of it before extending it outwards and doing the same for every other person. The strand of hair slowly being a connecting fiber between each of your leftmost wrists. And then, with a swipe so quick your eyes cannot catch it, the string is cut, and all you are left with is a strand of her hair, overlaid on your leftmost wrist.
Thank you, Chris. The Divine Archmage's air requires a stronger spell than I can weave. She is plagued by those above and below, and my witchcraft is not strong enough to block them all.
Sabina's middle arms fold across her chest, and she gives you a submissive expression of, "Oh, really? Is that so?"
Is that a skill issue I hear?
Without actually saying without actually saying the words, you can easily interpret based off of facial expressions alone.
Yeah, she just looks nervously at her feet.
The eye she opens shifts from middle to left to right again, as she slowly crouches down to be on your level. And she reaches forward with her middle right arm, and pokes you in the nose.
Blinks a few times at that.
She then pokes you in the chest. And then makes a wavering hand, and then slowly lets the wavering hand drift down, down, down before touching the ground.
There's like a sudden shift in Morrigan's demeanor as she no longer feels like Sabina is angry at her. It's like, you two, then.
If you'd like, you may roll an insight.
Okay. Do my best here. Hey.
19 insight.
Ooh.
You get the sense that she's saying that your witchcraft power is declining.
I am aware.
She then holds up from seemingly nowhere a dream catcher. One that is new and fresh. And then she holds up one that looks very reminiscent of something that you have made before. But it looks old and decrepit. And then you see her crush it and grind it to dust. Before shaking the new one.
You want me to re-anchor? To what? Don't... Unless you want to anchor it to confusion, I don't have an emotion strong enough to be as potent as anger.
Well, what about love? He just looks at Morrigan.
She droops.
It was delaying the mission. It seems to be strong enough to at least hold the rage at bay. And that was a new thing. Maybe, I don't know, this could be something.
Does it have to be an emotion? Could it be
Witchcraft is based on passion. Emotions, the more vague they are, the more powerful they can be. The more focused, the more difficult it is to call such power into being. You want me to choose love? Where would I put that anchor?
Sabina pulls out a coin. And then simply...
Almost is like greed. I have plenty of that.
She frowns at you, and her other hand flicks you on the forehead.
Ah!
And then she simply takes this coin, which you see has a demon head on one side. And as she flips to the other, you see the beautiful visage of a woman. And then she flips it back over, flips it back to the other side. And then shrugs. Before making the coin disappear.
I mean, we could give it to that bastard imp and then send him to the hells.
He is attached to my soul. And the contract I've made, I cannot unbind that so easily.
Right.
Not without serious repercussion.
Sabina then smiles, and as her eye shifts from right to left to middle again, she pulls out a small vial, shakes it before you. It is
Do I know what it is?
It is an empty vial.
Just stuff the imp in here.
And she places a finger on your chest. And you can feel, as she pulls this finger away, something tug. And then she lets it go as your anger returns back to you. And she shakes the empty vessel away. And she shakes the empty vessel again.
Want to pull it out of me. I don't know how much of me will be left when it's gone. I won't be a witch, that's for sure. Going to use that as an excuse to add me to the forest.
Her middle eye looks up and to the left, as if pondering, before ultimately she shakes her head.
You're not the sum of your anger.
I am a witch that is entirely what I am the sum of. I will lose so much. I don't even know if I will be useful to any of you once it is gone.
You being around is useful enough.
Morrigan, roll me a witchcraft check, which is a spell ability check at proficiency.
Okay.
You can call it Arcana if you want.
Oh, well,
You have advantage.
okay.
This is literally what you've trained for your whole life.
Wow.
Okay, so it is a 13.
Yeah.
Okay, you would know at a base, the little vessel she has could never contain all of your anger. The offer she is making is to the offer she's making is to take away some of what you have to make room for new stuff.
My rage could fill an ocean.
But quite
That's for real something she would say.
but quite literally, like you would also know that this deal kind of works out for her because hey, that's raw emotion that she just pulled out of you.
They're not being added to the forest.
I need to be able to reproduce the failure I did during our training. Don't know if I will have enough if you take it. I need to kill that man.
She taps her chin. And then nods while still shaking the vessel.
Alright. Take it. What else have I got?
She reaches forward and places a hand on your chest. And slowly pulls it away. and you feel some of that rage, that fury get pulled out of you as well. You see this red essence of yourself pulled forth and bottled. The essence becoming this lava-like liquid that glows, lighting up her eye as she caps it, sequesters it away. You feel colder than you've ever been before. The heat of your anger, passion for vengeance, temper. Ooh. At which point... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, when she breathes out, her breath is far more visible. Just
She then reaches into her outfit and pulls out a pair of knitting needles and a ball of yarn before placing them in her hand. She pats them twice, then offers you a nod.
he's like, kind of like, sighs deeply. Okay. I'll try.
You see her one eye blink. And you get the sense that was maybe a wink. Because her eye does not blink at all unless she's transitioning from one to the next.
Damn, she's telling you to get a hobby. It's insane.
I believe you aren't more.
I had one. It was called genocide.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
you were saying, Morgan.
like, I can't believe you aren't more upset with me. I failed. At the end of the road, I had got everything. I'd done it. Everything you trained me to do. And I still failed.
She taps her chin twice. And then, with a smirk, she pulls out your anger from earlier. She pantomimes drinking it. And then you see her body her chest begin to kind of like vibrate ever so slightly in a silent laugh. Before she puts it away.
There's like a snarl growing on Morrigan's face. You used me too, didn't you?
She cocks her head to the right. And then shakes her head. If you'd like, you may insight.
Damn.
At advantage, because you know this woman. Oh
Damn!
my... Halfling!
Wait,
What the
Halfling!
hell?
There you go.
Hey, there you go. You get the sense she was trying to make a joke of, if you want me to be angry, I could drink this. Hence the laughter.
Your nuances are
Can
deceptively
Soren make
difficult.
that insight check too?
Sure, go ahead. You won't...
Oh my god!
Oh,
the
man,
mind
that's
of this
not so
woman
good.
is an enigma.
Dude.
She just huffs.
Damn it.
Don't toy with me. You've done that enough already.
She'll...
Fine.
Sorry, go ahead, fish.
I need to re-anchor. Find some other passion, emotion that I can attach myself to.
She nods And then you see her smile get a little bit bigger. She pats the crochet kit effectively before she stands up fully again. Then makes her way over to Lorelei. She then holds out a hand to her and gestures towards the pendant on her neck. You want this? Sabina nods. She slowly pulls it off of her neck and hands it to her, at which point she winces. Sabina takes the pendant and inspects it before her middle eye shifts over to her left one, which then proceeds to look over at Morrigan and then narrow.
My supplies are limited. I only had the gold thread and tar.
She then rolls her eye before it shifts back to the middle one as it looks back down at the Dreamcatcher again. She then reaches into her own head and plucks out a second thread, which she then slowly and very carefully entwines around the exterior before winding it around the top and then snapping it off. At which point she hands it back to just like that? I don't have to. At which point Sabina simply holds up that vial of red fury that Morrigan. And then she places the pendant into Lorelei's hands.
Bitch, I paid for your thing.
Thank you, Sabina, and thank you, Morrigan. She very quickly puts it back on and seems to be relieved. The silence. Because for a second there, whenever she took it off, you guys could easily tell she was being yelled at by a lot more voices than there were earlier. At this point, Tina strolls back to her seat and takes it back where the rocks are before offering a hand to anyone else that would like to speak to her or make an offer. All paid the toll.
Oh boy.
I know Aggie's the only one who's likely to take that offer.
That's the thing. I don't know what I want the offer for.
This is a forest full of souls. Choose one.
I don't want souls. I want bones.
I mean, you kind of need one.
Damn. I know, but yeah, fuck. God damn it. Fuck. Shit. Okay. God damn it. Agathar will take a step forward. Not looking at her still. When I shut, he'll say, "There might be something that I can inquire about."
Her eyes shift middle left, and then it looks at you. She turns her head ever so slightly and smiles.
I'm sure you can tell what I am. Um, I need. You assume like strong emotions, yes?
She doesn't respond, just smiles. The same placid expression she had on her face when she turned to you.
I would like to inquire about a third of a chunk of a soul. I'm currently missing that much, and I would like to perform a ritual to sever my connection with someone, and I need a good soul to fill the gap.
You see her leftmost eye widen so slightly. Her grin get a little bit more as her middle right arm comes up to drum along her chin. Her upper left arm tapping along her little rock that she's resting upon. The bottom two arms currently doing a cat's cradle. A yarn between them. While her upper right arm is scratching the top of her head.
If you like strong emotions, I have plenty of sorrow that I would be happy to exchange.
She taps her chin just a little. A couple more times before extending a hand out towards you and making a waving gesture.
The same come hither.
No, like a wavy, like a like. It's
sorry,
like
you
sorry,
broke off.
Sorry, it's like a when maybe like an on the cusp kind of thing. She then makes a come hither gesture.
I think Morrigan would comment as you offer sorrow. It needs to have value to you, not something you wish to discard.
I mean, he starts to take a step forward. I mean, yeah, I understand. I've started to accept my sorrow, so it means a bit more to me now, but I understand.
Soren says nothing if Aggie looks at him, but he can tell that he looks concerned at this decision.
Agatha also looks very concerned, but he will step forward.
He will place a hand upon your chest. And then you'll see her left eye shift left, center, right, left again. Almost as if she's calculating. And then she holds up a small figurine of you. Except you realize that there is a piece of it missing.
What's missing?
A piece of its chest. She then reaches up with another of her hands and draws a line that wasn't there before from the part in his chest to another figurine. So I think. And then her a third arm comes up and clips the two of them part. And you watch as your little figurine begins to slowly crumble away. Until she reaches into her outfit and pulls out a small bit of resin that she licks and sticks inside of it. And then you watch as that resin slowly turns the same color as your little figurine. She quirks an eyebrow at you.
That's pretty much the gist of it. There is a chance I could, with enough willpower, have my soul heal itself, but it's very unlikely. Without the gap, I will die if I don't fill it.
You see her bottom left hand begin casting a set of bone white dice with red dots on them. The two numbers always coming up 6-6 every time she grabs and casts them. Her eye glancing down towards the meaning. And then back to you.
Shad, is she telling him she will weigh if he just straight up disconnects? She will essentially weigh the odds where his soul will heal itself?
No. If Morrigan would like, she may roll an insight.
Yeah, because I was trying to understand her.
Hey, is that good?
Yeah. A 13 would tell you that she is saying, basically every time she picks up these dice and casts them, they always roll double sixes.
Mm-hmm.
So she's basically saying, I can increase your chances to 100%.
She can fix you. She's taking the gamble out of the equation.
Okay.
She then points to you. You see her face becomes sad. And then her bottom right hand reaches up and rips her face off. That sad expression peeling away from her like a bit of old varnish from a wall, to reveal a happy expression beneath it.
He glances at Morrigan again, but I think he might get it, where essentially she'll take away his sadness.
She nods. Are you sure this is what you want?
I just want my family to be okay. And if I have to give up, as long as I don't give up, I don't know. So let me get this straight just so I have an understanding. In exchange of my sorrow, you will fix me? Fix the gap in my soul?
He nods.
He looks at Morrigan and just needs that reassurance of is this straight?
Morrigan, this is a straight up deal. You know your master does not mess around when she makes an offer to someone.
I have no doubt that she can do this for you. She'll take what she says she will. You will be better.
Or a given definition of better.
She kind of gives you a look of reassurance, but at the same time kind of the devil's in the details.
Yeah, he's biting his lip thinking about this hard. And with what you're going to fill, will it change me at all?
She gestures back to the vessel of yours that is completely the same color, despite the resin she put into it.
Nothing she adds will change you.
As long as I am still me, I think sorrow is a fair price.
You see her.
Right.
You see her smile wide, where she places a hand to her chest, or a hand to your chest.
Mm-hmm.
Do you allow her to take your sorrow?
Oh boy.
Big boy time.
It is big
Big
boy,
boy
time.
time. Big boys make big decisions.
That's true. And I'm indecisive.
Here's a
Sure.
question. Has Agathar been looking at Soren this entire time, or has he been paying all attention to Sabina?
I think he's glanced in Soren's direction.
Like, Soren looks uneasy,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Agathar would know him well enough to know that it isn't just that he's basically making a bargain with a fae,
Mm-hmm.
but there's something else in there, something that he feels is something that he's probably going to have to explain, but it kind of seems like something is just being taken away, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't look like he's going to stop you or try to convince you otherwise. He is leaving it entirely up to you because it is your sorrow.
Yeah.
You see her hand is placed upon your chest, and you feel cold for a second. Before she pulls her hand away, and you see this ethereal blue be pulled away with it. And you feel it in your fingertips, your toe tips, your tail tip first, but as she keeps pulling, this stretching sensation seems to come over you, and you feel this draining from all of your limbs, your extremities, down to this focal point of where her hand is, and where it is connected to your body by this blue essence. You can feel all that sadness, all that sorrow, all the pain of loss, of, well, anything rolled away. And as it finally pops free of your body, you can no longer feel sad. And she then pulls out a much larger vessel and pulls and puts it inside. The substance changing from this blue that was pulled out of you to a rain cloud style. You can see this ever-shifting sadness within. And she corks it, and then the vessel disappears. She then pulls out a large pair of scissors, and then puts a finger to your heart again. And then with a pinching motion, you see her pull up a thread. And then she snips it. Agatha, roll me Constitution saving throw.
You are. I'm so good.
15.
Oh, you got a 15.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. Just better.
He got a 15, so it's 17 total. You do not pass out immediately. You feel your connection to Soifang sever immediately. And then you feel this sense of loss. And then you feel your body begin to get colder. You feel the necromantic backlash along your arms getting worse, traveling further up them. And then Sabina reaches into her outfit and pulls out a large clump of red clay, which she then tugs you forward by this strand of soul thread, and then slaps this into your chest, which then proceeds to sink into it, along with her hand. You feel her cold fingertips caress your soul, as she starts to slowly mold over the wound, massaging it, caressing it, slowly working the clay into the same shape of your soul. And then there's a simple pat-pat, and then she removes her hand from your chest. And that coldness, that sense of loss, that sense of horror of, am I dying? Is gone. As she lets go of the thread, and it goes right back in your body. Or slurps right back inside of it.
He just looks at his chest and kind of pats it.
You may reallocate 4 levels of your choice.
Ooh. I'm gonna need some time to figure that out.
Gotta put it all in commoner.
They would specifically be your rogue levels.
Okay, that's fine. Can nothing change?
Yes,
I'll think on it. I'm not gonna do it right away, but
that's fine.
Full send into wizard. Full send into wizard.
They have to put him into Blood Hunter.
damn it.
And as
I
you
mean, clearly the way he collects
sorry, go ahead.
he collects dates. Free allocate to Bard.
Very, very much so.
Don't fucking tempt me.
And as the soul thread slurps back into your chest and you stumble backwards, she smiles at you, and then gives you a small nod of the head.
During this whole time, Aggie would hear like kind of a branch, almost. He would hear like a heavy footstep as Soren has taken a step forward as all this started happening, but he's holding himself back.
Is his arms?
Yeah, Red Swan's
gotten-
definitely just like watching on and be like, "It's fine. He's okay. It's fine." Her
And
hand
Morrigan
is in his
doesn't look
chest.
terrified.
Master
That's a
Mel
good
did that to
sign.
me. It's fine.
I might punch him. I might punch her. It's probably gonna be him.
So yeah, and as you're kind of just like recovering, you no longer feel connected to Soifang. It's
There is.
almost disheartening, but you can't feel sad about it.
It's true. It
You
does.
feel
obviously.
you feel happy, you feel elated, you feel relieved, but not sad.
We later find out that Soifang is currently writing up divorce papers.
I can't feel sad about this.
I can't feel sad about this. I mean, fair enough.
As it stands right now, all of the good emotions that you would be feeling normally about your current situation or what's overwhelming your mind, you feel no sadness about the detachment. You feel no, lack of. You feel no sadness about that lack of connection, that lack of, that sense that you could just talk to her whenever you wanted to.
Mhm.
You're not sad about that. It's so strange. You should be. You know you should be. Intuitively, you know you should be, but you're not.
Fuck. Okay.
It is at that moment you can realize that she did take your sadness. Your ability to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You still have all your memories, though. You can remember Doug in the good times. You don't feel anything regarding his death.
And is at this moment that Agathar knew he fucked up.
He fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of like has that premonition that like there's the monkey's paw. He's shit. Well, that's a thing.
Step back.
You then
Not
you then see Sabina's upper two arms trace a smile on her face as she looks right at you.
Mhm.
Almost as if she's saying, "Smile more."
He gives her a nod, not looking at her, and takes a step back and kind of looks at Red Swan and Soren.
Unless any of you have anything else you wish to make as a request, I think it is time we leave.
We'll let Rensois.
May I ask her something?
Of course.
Go for it.
And I think she's gonna step forward. She'll kind of pause next to Aggie, looking at him with concern. You okay?
Yeah, I feel good. I'll explain more later, but yeah, I'm good.
And she'll nod. And she will turn to Sabina, kind of tilting her head as she kind of works her jaw, trying to think of what she wants to say specifically.
Okay.
I was found as a child, and the circumstances of my birth and where I came from have, for the most part, eluded me.
She nods. And then gives you kind of like a rolling hand and
Morrigan was able to help Soren to find his parents, but she had a name. I have nothing. Finding them is a fair bit trickier. Actually, hold on, wait. I think she does have one name. Where are my notes? From the vision. Where the fuck did I write it?
the notes. The notes. Find the notes.
Yes. Haha, I found it.
Huzzah.
Nice, nice.
The one and only name that I have from a shred of a half-remembered dream is that of my mother, Selena.
Maury's ears twitch.
You see Sabina tap her chin. And then you see her pull out a small book and begin to flip through pages while still looking at you. Her eyes shifting left, right, center, right, or staring at you. As the book settles onto a specific page. Her eye then slowly goes down to look at the page, and then snaps back up to you, small smile.
So kind of like look back at Morrigan.
Would have helped you find them. You had just told me.
If you'd like, Morrigan, you may roll an insight check.
17.
You get the sense that Sabina is saying, I could look for you, but what do you offer?
She asks for what you intend to pay. You have a name. I could do this for you.
With only a first name. I thought you needed the last name.
He huffs a little. Not impossible. It'd be... He kind of slumps a little. Unlikely. Not out of my grip.
Speak a little bit closer, please.
Sorry, I have the mic close, but I'm kind of thanks to it. Like she's saying, it's like it's not impossible, just unlikely.
Then I guess it depends on how steep the cost would be for a stronger guarantee. Although I will full well tell you, as she turns back to
Sabina.
Sabina, I have no intentions to pay a cost such that my brother did. So if something of that manner is what you're going to ask, please tell me.
She shakes
Be
her
on my
head.
way.
She shakes her head. And then makes kind of like a tisk 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 motion with one of her arms. And then her other arm taps her mouth and then makes kind of like an outward gesture. And then she shakes her head. Morrigan, you may roll inside if you wish.
Okay. No.
That one escapes you. General gist of not like that. Not for that.
Agatha needed something of great value. You are looking for something with like a needle in a haystack. Does not require the same effort.
Sabina then gestures towards Morrigan with a nod towards her.
So then what would be the cost for something of that nature? Something as simple as a location? A full name, perhaps?
You see her tap her chin again.
Even with the full name, it would make things significantly easier for Morrigan. And we could likely proceed from there.
She taps her chin a couple more times before she seems to get an idea. She stands up. And she approaches you. Her fingers trail upon the staff in your hand. And then one of her other arms reaches out and grabs a branch off a birchwood tree. She snaps it off the tree, shakes it once, and it looks like a staff. The only difference is that there are birch seeds hanging off the tip of it. She then makes a small hugging gesture for your current staff and an offer for the other.
She kind of looks to her staff, the old dark oak and the, gnarled lines of the bramble wrapping around it. And then kind of looks to Morrigan. What, so I just have to use her staff instead?
Sabina then holds up a finger and then reaches up to one of her closed eyes and gouges it out. And as she pulls it out of her face, you see it as a birch seed instead, which she very...
Shad, do you know what birch seeds look like, Shad?
What do they look like?
They're kind of like really tiny pine cones. They're like little pods, and when they kind of fall into teeny tiny little like scales.
That's fine. She basically pulls out a pod, like a birch pod from her skull, and then she very pointedly holds it out over a clear area and drops it. At which point, when it hits the ground, it sinks into it, and you see a small birch branch blossom upwards. She then shakes the staff a couple times, and then points to you, Francois. As the eye that she gouged out is now back in place again.
So essentially, go around planting seeds around basically everywhere.
She wants you to spread her influence.
She nods. She then has one finger held up on her upper left hand. On her middle left hand, she has 3 fingers. And on her bottom left hand, she has 7. He then shakes the staff one more time.
137?
No, 137. Basically, she's saying, if you plant 1 seed, you get a thing. You plant 3 seeds, you get a thing. You plant 7 seeds,
7,
you get a thing.
you get a thing.
Trade one master for another.
Yeah, that was her next question. Was basically just gonna be like, kind of clutching her staff. I mean, this was made for me by my mother. Can I not simply also take your staff with me?
She shakes her head. Then she
The
makes a tugging gesture on your staff.
value must be exchanged. I offer in her stead.
You don't need to offer anything, Morrigan.
Let me do something.
So then tell you what. What you can do is try. You have a name, and you said it's not impossible. And if there is one person who can find something besides your master, it's you.
Sabina will.
And she will turn back to Sabina and bow. I apologize, but I have to deny your generous offer.
You see her frown, but then shrug. The birch branch, she moves over to a clear spot, and she stabs it into the ground, which it then grows into a regular-sized birch tree once more. She then goes back to her seated spot one more time.
I believe it is time we are to leave.
Yes. Is there anyone else?
Wait, was that yes, Sabina, or is that just you saying yes?
That was me saying yes.
Okay.
Soren doesn't have anything he wants to ask. He just nods, still keeping his one eye closed.
As everyone starts to go, I think I say at least one last thing.
Go for it.
You summoned me here. Long before the events at my anchor took place. You already know. Was there something you needed from me?
She simply smiles, and you see her left middle arm reach into her outfit before she pulls out what looks to be a woven crocheted scarf, which she proceeds to wrap around her neck.
Alright. I'll try. I'll try.
Her solitary eye that is open blinks once.
She collects her staff. Writes her hat.
Yep. And
Fair moon to you, mistress. And I escort the rest of the group out of here.
all right. You guys start to make your way out of the forest. The walk back to the cart seeming to be a lot shorter than it had been the walk in the forest. But before you leave in time, roll with me perception checks, everyone.
Sure. I would be happy to.
Well, you can't be anything other than happy.
That's very true. I can't be sad.
Yeah.
That's the specific thing. I can't be sad.
All right.
I could be worried, but I can't be sad.
Okay.
Everybody roll perception.
Yeah, everyone.
Booba. Hey, good roll.
Okay. Francois and Agatha, the two of you are too deep in your own thoughts to feel it at first, but Bonnie, Soren, Valen, and Morrigan, the four of you feel multiple impacts and ripples through the forest. As I shift music.
Aggie has been ingested.
And
Lord.
you would watch as all these holes, these hollows on the birch woods split open into eyes as a screech howls through the woods. And you look around as this sense of mortal terror fills you. And yet, these impacts keep happening, these rippling impacts. And then you feel the heat and see columns of smoke in the distance, opposite end of the birchwood. And you hear zoom, 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 as multiple ships can be seen scouring along the outline of the birchwood, bombing it. And that is where we end session.
Oh, fuck! We brought ch-ldr-n here. Fuck!
Hey,
Well,
who knows? Aggie might be
I don't know if we
able to
brought them here. I'm pretty sure the White Woods was on their list of places to visit.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Yeah, so they definitely brought up the witch more than once in a like side conversation.
True. Well,
Like,
I
I
would feel
heard-
sad
I
about
heard-
it.
I heard the phrase multiple impacts. I'm like, oh, ch-ldr-n's here.
Yeah, everybody basically was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Rensla's, it's like I'm suddenly very glad to have not taken that deal.
so
It's like just walks out of the forest. All right, let me go plant some of these. Oh, come on!
I mean, I'm sure if we save the forest, you can get some shit for free.
Aggie might get his sorrow back.
So as you guys kind of I'll basically say we're going to go into the post stream now, YouTube audience. Thank you for coming with us. Thank you for observing and chilling and whatnot. Remember, if you want to catch us live, you can do so at twitch.tv/deathlyshad every Tuesday at 6 o'clock CST is the rough estimated start time for the next few months. It will be going back to your regularly scheduled programming after August, probably. Until then, Agathar, say goodbye to the people.
I maybe immediately regret this decision.
Morrigan, say goodbye to the people.
Hey, touch my mama, I'ma beat him.
Renslaw, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Soren, say goodbye to the people.
Well, time to go up ahead again.
And Bonnie, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, everyone.
All right. And from all of us, love you have a wonderful day, and we will go into the post stream. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.